Attack the enemy! Victory is ours!
Good morning, everybody, and welcome for another War Thunder first... Wait. Oh my god, it's not a first 10. Whoa. Huh. So, I guess, instead, welcome back for another War Thunder regular old video. This is, it's like the second battle I think I had with the APFSDS with my Chief10 Mark 10. I was actually going to do a first 10 on it, and then I got so many French first 10s I was working on that I decided, scrap it, just play the thing, finish up the research for the Striker, and move on, and continue on with all the rest of the other stuff I have scheduled for War Thunder. So yes, you can see here that this is a battle on the the Middle East map, and I'm slowly but fairly steadily making my way towards the B point. At first I was heading over towards A and realized there was no way I was going to make it to A behind the other guys on my team who are much faster than I am, and changed my mind and reoriented the tank to head towards the B point with that fantastic turning that the Chieftain series has. I am currently researching the smoke dischargers for it. I was going to do tracks first, but realized the smoke dischargers would probably be more beneficial to me. As soon as I'm done with the smoke dischargers, I am researching tracks for this. All 33,000 RP points. At any rate, you can see that they're capturing C up there, and nobody's at B yet. So I'm going to move in towards B. And you'll notice an MBT-70 coming in from behind me on the right, who is going to beat me to the B point by like half the time it's going to take me to get there. But I'll actually make it in time. That's okay. So those of you who have been using British tanks for any sort of length of time know that APDS used to be monstrous at higher tiers, and suddenly is just can't do anything. If there's any sort of angle that the enemy tank has, you can't hit anything with it. But the APFSDS for the Chieftain Mark 10 is thankfully quite a bit different. So I took a little bit of damage here and look back, and my squad mate in the AC Mark II has been destroyed. And then I bounce a shot, actually. From the sound, I can tell it's a T-64 1971 because it's a very distinctive sound. I'm not using the Epic Thunder sound mod yet. This was from 7 January, if I didn't already mention that. I just put the Epic Thunder sound mod a day or two ago. I caught him with a second shot here, and now I know exactly where he is. Thankfully, he hasn't taken out our MBT-70 over at the B point, and I get a really good aim at him, take him out. Unfortunately, 1 second later after he had taken out our teammate MBT-70 at the B point. But that's a shot that I probably would have killed him with the default APDS round, but then again, I also might not have. Even the lower front plate shot that I got there might not necessarily have killed a T-64 from that distance and that front angle like that. So I'm very glad to have the APFSDS, because it does actually make a difference. So I picked up this little position here, covered from the left side by a rock, and pretty well covered, actually. And I'm just kind of waiting for anything to develop. We're holding 2 points. It's not too bad. We've still got a few main battle tanks left in the battle here. You can see somebody getting strafed up north of me. I'm not watching that on the minimap during the battle, though. I'm watching up on the ridgeline here, waiting for anything to move. I know there's AAA up there, and I'm waiting for basically anything else to show up and reveal itself here. And just sweeping back and forth. Obviously there's a Gepard up there, as he takes out an F-86 F2, unfortunately, and you can hear a missile launch that goes flying way off to the right there from somewhere back at their spawn. Now that leads to somebody being hit and someone being marked, and there's a KPZ-70 up on a rock. And again, the APFSDS probably made a difference there and got a one-shot kill. I may have actually also killed him with the APDS round, but it sure as heck worked with the APFSDS, so good enough. So I'm continuing to scan up in the hills there, looking for the likely spots, and an IT-1 just comes out of nowhere. Thankfully, he actually hit me in the steel brew armor, which in this case actually did save me, and then I got a one-shot blast kill on him. So, again, Happy to have the APFSDS finally. I think it's going to make a world of difference for my Chieftain experience. So back to searching. Our guy all the way up there in the north has just been taken out by a T-62. And I catch this IT-1 up on the ridgeline here that was, I'm thinking, probably enough time from the guy that I killed to have been possibly a respawn, a spare IT-1 backup vehicle for the same guy that I just killed. I'm not sure, but I'm suspicious of it, so that's why I'm hanging back behind the rock trying to stay covered, because from where he is and where he was looking, I'm thinking he's probably the guy that I just killed watching for a revenge shot. So I see where he is up there behind the rocks. I get lined up on him, and now I'm just going to try to outweight him and wait for him to come back and expose himself so I can get the shot that I want, not the shot that he'll give me. Because I could try to loop one over the top of those rocks, but I don't think it's going to work well. So I'm just going to be as patient as I have to be, even as annoying as it is to do so. And just wait for him to move back out to where I can get the shot that I want on him. He moves out a little further, and I decide that's probably good enough. Now I got just a little bit lower than the shot I wanted. I wanted to get right through the turret, although I did hit him and set him on fire. And maybe even a lower shot would have actually been better than what I was aiming for, but all in all, I hit him, I set him on fire, he backed off, and I'm not sure he knew where the shot came from. I don't think it was the guy that I killed. The only guy who's no longer in the battle for them is the T-64 that I killed originally, so could have been that IT-1 that I killed, I'm not sure. As it is, I don't end up killing him or seeing the guy get killed, so I'm not sure who it actually was, all in all here. So I just kind of go back to waiting for the moment for any other enemies to reveal themselves. I'm letting them have the C point, and I'm just going to make sure we hold on to A and B. Really kind of hoping that at any point here, our aircraft that are still up fly over and start strafing ground targets for us, because I'm not sure what they were doing. They do strafe occasionally like that. There's one that they obviously strafed. It's the Gepard. The Gepard's shooting back at him, but he strafed a medium, so... And then right behind me, the enemy finally starts taking the B point. So I'm trying to get reversed around to figure out who's capturing the B point. And lo and behold, a T-55 comes driving over. Thankfully, he doesn't see me. I don't have the gun depression until I turn slightly. And then I get a fantastic front quarter shot on him. Well, front, lower right, really. And take his crew out in one shot. And they're still taking the B point. So continue my rotation here and then move on into B to figure out what else is here capping. And as I come around the corner, it's revealed to be a BMP-1, and my APFSDS bounces. But for whatever reason, he doesn't return fire with either a missile or a gun. I don't know why. I'm happy, because it gave me the time to reload and put another APFSDS for sure through him, but that was that. Now here comes a bomb, and I don't know where it's going to be from, but I'm backing off and just trying to hide, and I did not see the T-62 there, who hits me in the side of my turret, and as soon as I start my repair here, and it's 43 seconds, that's it. Kiss of death, it's over. No way I'm going to survive this. No way the reload will or the repair will be that fast. I did get a capture and 5 kills, though, so an ace battle with the Chieftain Mark 10 is not something that I've seen too often. So I had a little bit of a indecision moment here about what I wanted to bring in next to go back after that T-62. Ultimately, I finally settled on the Chieftain Mark 5 because I have a talisman for it. So that's what I'm going back in for to maximize my research towards the Striker. And as I'm trying to climb this hill with the Striker, you hear a jet closing and closing and getting closer and closer, and you'll notice we've got 3 AAA units on this team in a little triangle here, and they can't hit an AR-234 that's coming straight at us without maneuvering. I did lose my cool slightly at my 3 AAA teammates here, because now who knows where that T-62 has gotten off to And I just lost another main battle tank. Luckily, I had enough score from all the kills I had to bring in my Conqueror now. I don't like using my backup vehicles unless it's a we've got to win and desperate last moment, and I've already done really well in the battle kind of situation, so came back in the Conqueror and continued forward again. And here comes the Irado again for his second pass. He does finally get hit, but he's still able to get his third bomb off. Thankfully, he didn't kill anyone this time. But, of course, the time it took me to get destroyed by the Irado and then respawn back in the Conqueror allows the T-62 to get within shooting range of our spawn and hit me in the side and take out most of my turret crew and my turret rotation from my Conqueror. Very annoying. So now I'm the only main battle tank type vehicle left on our team along with the 3 SPAA, and the enemy holds all 3 points. And I am sitting here repairing while the enemy is presumably moving closer to our spawn. I get repaired, I start moving in. Our Falcon teammate takes out a BMP-1 encroaching on our spawn, so good job there, Falcon. I was really hoping that the one or two of the SPAA over there would move in and at least explore the A point and see if they could decap it or maybe take it back while I moved on B, but alas, that was not to be. And apparently I have one of those little droid news broadcaster droid things, the propaganda things from Fallout, accompanying me on the back of my turret there for a minute, until it finally falls down. I forget what they're called. I haven't played Fallout in a really long time. Anyway, don't worry about that if you don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm trying to scoot my way back to the B point here in the Conqueror. British speed fully on display at high tiers. The APFSDS does make a world of difference, I think, for the Chieftain, so that is a good thing. And I make it back into the B point, start decapping it, deploy my smoke, which I find this kind of humorous too. There's slightly better coverage here, but for the 12 smoke dischargers I fired here, you get near the same coverage with the AMX-13 FL-11 light tank from the French tree with just 4 smoke dischargers. There's a little more volume of smoke here with the Conqueror with the 12 smoke dischargers, but the spread is almost the same. So another bomb gets dropped. I'm presuming it's got to be towards me because I'm the only guy capturing a point here. But I choose to just sit here and wait for the bomb to hit and hope that it's poorly aimed. I mean, it's falling forever. So I'm hoping it's either not aimed at me or is just going to miss, and then when I finish the capture, I start driving forward. The bomb hits somewhere near me, and then I get hit by a ZSU-23-4. I hit him pretty decently in the side, but unfortunately only get a fire on him. No crew knockout, no engine knockout, no driver. I couldn't really see terribly well because of the volume of fire he was putting up. Push forward on him again, and naturally within like 2 seconds he takes my gun out through the gun barrel. So I'm unable to fire on him, and I have no choice but to repair, and it's another nearly 40-second repair. Why he didn't charge forward and just riddle me in the side, I don't know, but I assume he must have thought that I wasn't as damaged, or he didn't want to chance my repair being shorter than it was. Obviously, he didn't know how long the repair was, but me, I'd have probably just taken off and charged and tried to get alongside. So, finally do finish the repair, naturally have to reload because he damaged the gun barrel before, the gun barrel in the breech before I had finished reloading, so we've got to totally start the reload over again. I try to chase him down. I assume he has now turned around and gone around behind the building to come up behind me and either shoot me in the back of the engine or shoot me in the side from behind. But he's not there, so instead, I decided, well, we'll just push forward a little bit and see if we can make it over to the A point in conjunction with my team of SPAA who have all since been destroyed. And now there is just myself and another medium somewhere, just kind of parked and waiting it out. And then, of course, the ZSU-23 reveals himself coming up from behind me. Thankfully, he doesn't do any actual serious damage to me. He knocks out my radiator, but then my turret barely can keep up with his motion, and finally I catch him and destroy him. But he's damaged my tank to the extent and set it on fire that I now have a minute worth of repair to deal with. And that's just the kiss of death on the battle, because not only has nobody from the team down south moved in to capture the A point, but now the enemy has moved in and started taking the B point from behind us. And I've got far, far, far too long of a reload and no chance of respawning in something else to make it to a capture point either, so... Sadly, this battle is now effectively over, but I did get 5 kills with the Chief10 Mark 10 with APFSDS, which was enough to basically keep me playing the Chief10 Mark 10, so... Ah, well. Anyway, the battle still was pretty decent, as you can see. And the repair... Or RP, rather. The RP gain was actually not too bad either. And coincidentally, it finished up my striker. So, that was that. I didn't actually get screen caps for the rest of the video because I was going to just make a compilation of kills with the Chief10 Mark 10 APFSDS. Then I decided this video by itself was good enough. So that'll be it for today. We'll pick up with some more French first 10s next week, along with some other non-first 10 videos, and that'll do it for today. Thank you all for stopping by and checking this one out. Have a great day as usual, everyone.